Hello and welcome to Nat One. This is another one of the MayWolf 2026 visual novels. This one will be a little bit longer, probably 2 hours, hopefully 2 hours at least, not more than that. One of the reasons I'm reading this one is because Zordy kind of told me that I had to. If you don't know who Zordy is, he is the author of Home Somewhere Else. And this is created by one of his friends. So yeah. I don't really know much more than the fact that it's going to be like D&D related. I know that the protagonist is going to be a I don't know if it's a kobold or a dragon, but they look vaguely dragon-esque. So, you know. I'm assuming it has something to do with a butterfly effect. I don't know. Don't really know much more than that. So without further ado, let us start. The butterfly effect is a fascinating concept. It's the idea that a butterfly flapping its wings could cause hurricanes on the other side of the world. Or in other words, one minor event could have direct, catastrophic consequences that seem totally unrelated until you follow the sequence. But where it really gets interesting is when you think about it in reverse. When you're faced with the idea that a complex system of patterns, comfort, stability, life itself can be utterly broken apart by a single, solitary flap of a wing. It's terrifying to think about, like driving along a road and then, I'm leaving next week. The road vanishes from underneath you. Damn, really? Huh, I guess I need to go get grocery shopping. No, Ty. Like, I'm leaving. What do you mean? And then before you know it, you're falling. I found a job out. We have the Grail. It's not some ornament, Your Majesty. It's a... I found a job out of state, Washington. Wait, what? But that's the other side of the country. And falling. I know, but it pays really... Why? With it, your rule would be absolute. You could shape the world in your image, make it perfect. I know, but it pays really, really well. And, you know, with my student loans... I mean, yeah, of course. Congrats, seriously. I'm happy for you. Washington is a long way away, Tyler. It's... I love you. You know that, right? And falling. Of course. And a just king needs not the power of God to rule. Is a man not entitled to this what? Of course I do, Dee. I love you too, but... Then you should understand that you would have your people suffer? And for what? Just to sate your own desire to lord yourself over them? Then you should understand that you're just making this harder than it needs to be. And falling. I don't want to leave either, but are you daft? You mean to say that having purpose is suffering? And you would toy with things that you do not understand to rob men of their honor? But couldn't we just... I can't do a long-distance relationship, Ty. And I don't want you to have to do it either. I love you, Ty. Come now, Arthur. Just because you are the rightful king does not mean that your methods are right as well. Forgive me, my liege, but... I love you, Tyler. This doesn't change that. And I'm not saying that we can't see each other again, but... I trust you, Lance. Okay, Damien. I understand. I gotta go pack, but, we'll spend every day together once I'm done, okay? It's clear that you won't listen to reason, Your Majesty. This conversation is over. Okay. So that is all your allegiance was for then? To pursue an insatiable lust for power? See you later, Tyler. See ya, Lancelot! Your voice rings out even over the chaos of the battle around you. Clanging swords screams the death throes of trusted comrades and dear friends. Even above that din, your royal cry meets his ears. He stops and looks back over his shoulder at you. Ah, there you are, your majesty. I was beginning to believe that you would miss the coronation of the true king. Cease this nonsense, Lancelot. You were at my side when I withdrew Caliburn from the anvil. That is all the proof that you should need of my right to the throne. And more than that, proof of your own madness. He closes his eyes and muses on your words. Though something foul has clearly fallen upon your dear old friend, it has not robbed him of himself completely. He reminisces, however briefly, of the life that you two have shared. Of growing up together in that small village on the outskirts of the known world, of hearing the rumors of the sword and the stone, of finding yourselves in the former capital where you chanced upon that exact thing. Indeed, he bore witness to your feat, the realization of a legend, the crowning of a new king, Arthur Pendragon, right there in that very city at that very day. And on that day, he had vowed to stand by your side, a vow that he had upheld since, through feast and famine, war and peace. I would dare say that I owe my life to him, were it not for his swift action after Camlin? All those years ago, delivering me once again to Avalon, I would have perished. I was getting to it, Arthur. Chill. Sorry. In Tyler's defense, a full recap kind of kills the mood. Fine. Here, I thought you'd all appreciate the drama. We did. For Camlan. But now that the campaign's about to end again, it's kind of redundant. So, anyway, back to the BBEG. Legends are known to lie, Arthur. You yourself have proven that. But this legend, this one is most certainly real, and with it this land can be reshaped, wholly remade into a new, perfect world. So you see yourself above God, Lancelot? That you hold the right to undo countless years of work for your own selfish design? Such blasphemy, it cannot stand. Pray tell me, Arthur, for what purpose did we journey for this grail to begin with? To ensure that it did not fall into the wrong hands, you fool, not to use it for ourselves. Perhaps that is why you sought it, noble as you are. Noble and naive. What? Your kingdom is based on a fallacy. Camelot is built on the bones of the dead order and is fated to crumble in much the same way. You would claim me a failure then? As our fields overflow with wheat? As poverty ceases to be? As our coffers jingle with an endless stream of gold? And our hearts burst with the love of our people? You will dare say that all of it is wrong? No proper king rules by offering his attention to a pile of ruins and dust. These words, from the same man who once called me the salvation this world needed. I know not what this twisted thing has taken hold of you, my friend, but I swear that I will see you freed of it. Ambitious to the last, aren't you, your majesty? With those final words and a shake of his head, he resumes his march towards the Grail. It is beyond clear now that words will not end this conflict. Right or wrong, it is your duty to stop him before he uses the deific power of that most holy of chalices to cause irreparable damage to the world that you know and love. Arthur Pendragon, the once and future king. What do you do? He's like right next to the Grail, right? Yes, should reach it in a couple of steps, so you don't have much time. Alright, in that case... No! He rushes forward, steeling himself with resolve that he wished that he wouldn't have needed. Lancelot is still a dear friend, so... He's going to angle a downward slash to try and cut Lancelot's arm off using Excalibur's last Immaculate Edge charge. Hopefully the pain stuns him long enough to then non-lethally subdue him. Time is short, and your aim needs to be pretty precise. So give me an attack roll at disadvantage. Oh no. You're joking. What? I got a natural 1. Aw, shit. Welp, sorry, man. Time seems to slow at the distance between you and Lancelot shrinks. And then, all too quickly for your mind to even process, the man spins on his heels and brandishes the Holy Grail. Perhaps he sought to block your strike. Perhaps he meant to gloat that he had already won. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what his reasoning was. Your foot meets a hefty chunk of stone that he had not noticed on your approach, damaged in the battle leading to this very moment. Your arm swings down, yet your aim is thrown off, and with the piercing clang of metal against metal, Excalibur clashes against the Grail. The last thing you see is that holy blade shattering, and then the sensation of falling. The butterfly effect is a fascinating concept. But when you think about it in reverse, it goes from simply fascinating to terrifying. All at once, everything you've come to trust can fall apart around you, all with the simple beat of a wing. One by one, the foundational building blocks of your life are plucked away or crumble to dust, and all you have left is to blame it on the butterfly. It could happen so suddenly, so naturally, that it almost feels like predestination. Evan Cindy, your time with and over your years employed, years working with us at it, you've been an invaluable asset to the proceedings. We couldn't have made it to where you are now with your help, but the world we strive to create is ever-changing, ever-evolving. We're always getting stronger, smarter, faster, and better. And through that improvement comes the big, inevitable change to how Eminent works. This week, a new AI service are being adopted into Eminent's proceedings, and as such, we regret to inform you that your services are no longer required. Your desk should be cleared by the end of the day, and anything left behind will be thrown away. Attached below is a link to an exit survey, completion of which will enter you into a raffle for a chance to win a complimentary $15 Amazon gift card. Once again, we thank you for your years of support. Employee name: we wouldn't be where we are now without you. We trust that the invaluable experience and skills that you earn working here will guide you forward into the future that we envision. Wishing you the best in all of your future endeavors. Thank you. Cindy Bivens, Human Resource Manager, Eminent Practical Technologies. God is good. They CC'd 274 others, so that's why it says employee name, years employed, employee name. Like this was always going to happen. Like this is how it was meant to be. And then you start to think, if it's predestination, then maybe you deserve it. And that sucks. You don't want to deserve to suffer. You look back and you start to wonder if maybe, just maybe, you should have stopped that butterfly. But then, it's your fault, isn't it? You let it happen. You do deserve this. But it's not predestination. You just didn't try hard enough. You didn't do the right thing. You are a fucking failure. So go on. Go back to when things were okay. Cling to it. Cling so hard that your fingers start to bleed and your skin starts to peel away. Pull it towards you as hard as you possibly can until your muscles shake and burn. And when it finally gives, let that be your proof. Proof that you're doing the right thing. That you really are in control. That things will be different this time. Proof that you are above. Predestination. Just don't forget about the butterfly. All right. You all read the outline Tyler sent, right? Cool. I kinda tweaked it on my end a bit though, so I'ma bring you guys up to speed real quick, okay? Oh, sorry if it was bad. It was kind of spur of the moment thing. It's all good, bro. It just needed a DM's touch. Okay, but did it consent first? I'm formally requesting that we kill Josh's character immediately for that dog water joke. Granted, Josh's character is pulverized by a boulder. Sheesh, tough crowd. I thought that it was kind of funny. But the image of a giant owl getting obliterated and then a bunch of pink feathers just floating down is way funnier. True. Anywho, us pulling each other aside, y'all ready? Am I allowed to be alive again? Nope, zombie owl. Ooh, now there's an idea. That'd be way more fun than what I was expecting. And it's for that exact reason that your character is alive once more. I hate you so much. Love you too, boo. Aight, let's go. In the midst of a struggle for the Holy Grail, the once great King Arthur was laid low by a cataclysmic event known as the Freeze. All in one terrible instant, a massive dome enveloped both the king and the kingdom, trapping all that is covered in that exact point in time. Now 17 years later, the world left behind yet struggles to recover from the loss. The roads are rife with danger, small communities are left to fend for themselves, some desperately fighting for scraps. And all the while, a cult known as the Apostles of the Freeze have swept in to fill the power vacuum left in the kingdom's wake. As the remnants of the Knights of the Round Table, you have spent that time accepting to hold this crumbling world together, all while searching, seemingly in vain, for a way to undo that terrible tragedy. Thanks to the insight of the only known survivor of the Freeze, one Morgan Le Fay, who apparently was able to escape due to her holding the scabbard of Excalibur at the moment that it happened, you believe that you may actually have a chance to reverse it. The only problem is, it would require Excalibur itself, and that divine relic is now broken and lost. Yet despite that seemingly impenetrable veil of darkness, there is yet a glimmer of hope, shimmering dully in the pack of a young drifter at the edge of the known world. There he is! After him! Two figures are in hot pursuit of a young dragon as he races through a small village. As he passes, the village's inhabitants only take a moment to assess the situation before diving inside nearby homes, through nearby alleyways or whatever direction will get them out of sight as swiftly as possible. Damn it! His lungs are searing. Elenot scrambles around a corner, hoping to weave a complex enough path between buildings to throw off his pursuers. For a moment, it seems like you've actually succeeded in getting away. Only for another assailant to lunge at you from behind a cart as you pass. Gah! In the resulting scuffle over the pack, your sword is knocked away from your hip, tumbling somewhere out of reach. In a bit of frantic desperation, he swings a fist at the hooded figure's face. Your fist connects, and with a pained grunt, the figure stumbles backwards, releasing your pack, though he won't remain stunned from that sucker punch for long. Certainly not long enough to search for your sword. With a shake of his head and deep breaths, Elenot turns and continues running. Damn, need to hide. It's apparent that this village is too small, and your pursuers too persistent for you to have much success in locating a suitable hiding spot. Moreover, the regular villagers are too terrified of either you or the men following you to offer assistance, but some distance away you recognize a larger than usual building that seems to be the village's tavern. Perhaps anyone there would be willing to help? Spotting that building, he figures that it's worth a shot. He doesn't have much left to lose at this point, so he rushes towards it. The other figures are gaining on you as you make a break for it, but with a goal in mind, you block their shouts out and keep running. As soon as he bursts through the door, he slams it shut behind him and barricades it with his back. The sparsely populated tavern's attention immediately snaps towards a sudden commotion, and you're able to spot at least one patron who's visibly armed. Before you can call out to him, though. Oi, how's your problem, kid? That door's already barely hanging on as it is. There's people. I'm being chased. Oh boy, Sure you are, kid, and I'm the Frozen King. Before you can respond to the proprietor's disbelief, the door behind you shakes violently as your pursuers bang on the other side, trying to get in. What the? By the order of the apostles, open this door. Harboring a fugitive is punishable by death. The bartender's eyes go wide and the entire atmosphere inside the tavern shifts. Confusion and even annoyance give way to panic, and you can already see some patrons rising to their feet. The apostles? Get the hell out of my tavern. I don't want no trouble with the apostles. But If the apostles want you dead, then you're a heretic. You should be dead. Out, damn you. As he orders you out, he reaches below the counter to arm himself with a short sword tucked out of sight, and by now he's drawn it and is moving towards you, anger and terror in his eyes. He's in here. Just give me 1 sec, and I'll have the door open for you. Come now. Certainly a man of your stature is not such a coward. A cloaked figure seated at the bar rises to her feet, and as she does, you notice every visible inch of her body is covered in runes. She turns to face the dragon in the doorway and raises a hand. Move, boy. Let them in. Huh? Ack! Not giving Elenot a chance to move, the door is suddenly smashed inward with high force, sending him flying deeper into the tavern. As hooded figures, now numbering 5 in total, rush in. No one move. Interfering with official apostle business. She hurls a firebolt straight at his face. There's still some exposition. She hurls a firebolt straight at his stupid, mouthy face. Huh. Fine. And he got a natural 1. Got him. God give me strength. Aren't you God? Me. Give me strength then. Get off my ass. In the very middle of a speech, as usual, required of members of the Apostles of the Freeze to maintain order, a firebolt races towards his face. The suddenness of the attack leaves the man no time to react, and he's knocked straight back out of the tavern, much to his allies' shock. I believe I have made my point. I'll be accepting your unconditional surrender now. As if magic wasn't proof enough, that mouthiness is unmistakable. Lucky us. If we claim both a piece of Excalibur and a wanted criminal's head, they'll have no choice but to promote us to cardinals. By the order of the Grand Cardinal Agrivin, we will see you put to death, Morgan Le Fay. She begins laughing to herself. How many times has she heard that exact line now? Too many to count. Ah yes, what's my bounty at this time, I told the last group to make sure that it was raised to no less than 15,000 gold pieces. Damn, she's a pricey lady. I'm lowballing it, if I'm being honest. The apostles, unfazed by your taunts, begin to step further into the tavern. By now the other patrons are frozen in terror, fearful that even a single twitch could be considered offering their aid, and condemn them to face the cult's wrath. But like them, you aren't quite alone yourself. A wolf armed with a bow, likely the very same the dragon had spotted when he first burst in, rises to his feet from a table where they had been seated before this all popped off. With a confident smirk of his own, he draws his bow and draws out an arrow lining up next to his fiery ally. Pun slightly intended. And does he say anything? Oh, if you don't back off, I'll shoot you in the face. Wow, dude. Yeah, even I'm ashamed of that. Don't judge me. A month off wasn't going to do any good for my abysmal ability to RP. I was honestly gonna let that pun and the way out of place language go, but like, Jesus, dude. It, wasn't that bad, was it? It was bad, Ty. Super bad. Embarrassingly bad. Oh. Would I get in trouble if Tristram had taken a vow of silence in his backstory? Not really. But it'd also be kind of boring for you, wouldn't it? Damn it, you're right. I'll try to do better. That's the spirit. Everyone present unanimously decides to pretend the wolf said something cooler than that. There is one other conspicuous figure who was seated at the bar as well, though. Josh, get off your fucking phone. What? Oh, is it my turn finally? Seriously, have you been paying attention at all? Of course I have. There's, some dudes in robes and they're chasing Tyler around. Eleanot. Yeah, Eleanot. So no, you haven't. Sorry. You guys were RPing and I knew that I wouldn't be in for a while, so, you know, doom scrolling. The doom's extra doomy today too. Maybe put your phone away, like, all the way away. Right away it goes, sorry. Alright, let's try that again. There is another conspicuous figure who was also seated at the bar. The owl grabs his clarinet from the counter and stands as well, lining up next to his allies and staring down the robed guys. Apostles. The apostles. Alright, wonderful. Everyone's here. Were you able to see their faces under those shadowy hoods? You would no doubt see looks of shock. Ha 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 ha. Sir Tristram and even the fabled Merlin. With a practiced motion and frankly concerning amount of confidence, all four men draw small daggers from somewhere within their baggy sleeves and prepare themselves for combat. We're lucky men today's, boys. Tristram, you're up. Tristram is quick to hop backwards, putting some distance in between himself and the apostles before taking aim. Specifically the one there on the far right. You lose an arrow and... Arr! It finds its mark, piercing straight into the man's chest. The three remaining rush in, one towards Morgan and the other towards Merlin. The last is taking a wider path though, and is aiming to flank around and go after Eleanot. The one headed for Morgan is closer than the others, and there is a serious risk of him reaching her before she can ready her next attack. So Merlin, what do you do? Vicious mockery on the closer one. Alright, let's hear it. Right, here it goes. Fuck you. That seems a bit out of character. Insanely out of character. Disallowed. What? I could literally say you look pretty today, and it'd melt his brain. First of all, vicious mockery isn't that strong. And you know, maybe try to keep it a bit in character like everyone else. Ugh. Okay, fine. I thought that it would be funny, but I'd actually come up with something. For what it's worth, that would have been incredibly hilarious. At least somebody can appreciate the finer points of comedy. Hey, I left too. Oh, your confidence is impressive. You are quite the gifted amateur. Much better. The man stumbles and clutches at his head, and you're fairly certain that you heard him quietly weeping. The other took a step back as well, and is probably rethinking his approach now, so... Eleanot, you've been lying there on the ground for a while. I think it's time that you showed what you're made of, I don't have a weapon. Technically incorrect, but also the bartender is standing there like a moron holding a sword that he clearly has no plans to actually use. Oh. Eleanot finally gets to his feet. Seeing these other adventurers stand and fight has made him realize what a coward he's been up to now. Hey bartender, if you're not gonna use that sword, then give it here. Why the hell should I help you? You're just a Yeah, heretic, whatever, the apostles don't care. The only chance that you have is that these idiots are dealt with. The man ponders to himself for a moment. this is all your fault to begin with, after all, but... Bah, damn it, fine. He slams the sword back into his sheath and hurls it towards you before turning and diving behind the counter. Seems he's hedged his bets on you all dealing with the apostles and plausible deniability. By now, though, the other assailant is relying on your momentary distraction to sneak up behind you, attempting to snatch your pack. Can I catch the sword before he reaches me? Yeah, but it'd be kinda tight. You'd need to act immediately. Right. He's going to catch the sword and then tear it from the sheath, spin and lunge backwards, swinging at the approaching apostle. Just as the man lunges for your pack, your new sword traces across his chest and he collapses behind you, blood spurting from the wound. The last untouched apostle, perhaps the only one with any sense, is quickly realizing that this battle isn't looking very winnable. With a shudder, he actually turns and runs for the door, leaving his still reeling friend behind. Her attention shifts to the apostle stunned by Merlin, and she notices that he's just starting to come to. With trust in her allies, she approaches the man, and just as his eyes refocus, her hand waves across his face. I'm casting sleep, by the way. And just as soon as his eyes register you, his legs crumble out from underneath him, and he collapses to the floor, totally unconscious. He's even snoring. Excellent. I will let the crowd take this trash out later. The other one is still fleeing though, and no doubt will have quite the story to tell the higher-ups. Fool. He knocks another arrow and with a flash of magic light, draws it back and lets it fly. Sneaking arrow, right? Yep. The arrow sails through the open door and then makes a hard left. You hear a cry of agony from outside just after. Serves you right for doubting the knights. Hey, that one was definitely better. Thanks. The silence that permeates the tavern after the final cultist falls is quickly broken by a low, panicked murmur. The few other patrons present begin to quickly sneak their way out, like planning to pack up and run for the hills next chance they get. What's the bartender doing? Just got back to his feet and... reeling, I guess. Excellent. Hey, coward! The bartender flinches, somehow knowing deep down that you're speaking to him directly. You're a pretty lucky man. That could have turned out a lot worse. She approaches the bar and leans on it, as intimidating as possible. A lot worse. What are you... Do not interrupt me. Yes, ma'am. Perhaps a bit of a reward is in order, A show of gratitude to the great Morgan Le Fay for saving your business? Wow, she got a lot scarier over the last 17 years. You try being caught in the freeze and coming out on the other side sweet and innocent. Fair. I don't... Need I remind you that the prosperity of your business now rides on the way that this story is told? Right, of course. I may have some, And while he thinks of what he's going to fork over, because that wasn't a part of the plan, what are the rest of you all doing? Merlin returns to his food since, like hell, he's going to let some cultist loser interrupt his lunch. Also, I'm actually hungry. Probably should have eaten earlier. Well, I've got good news then. Ooh. Tristram turns his attention back to the dragon and approaches him, stowing his bow as he does. Are you alright? It's not every day that you see someone being chased by 5 apostles. Oh, I'm a lot finer than I expected to be, honestly. Sorry for dragging you all into that. Not at all. If they were in the area, it was inevitable that we run into them sooner or later. That said, I must ask. Why exactly were you being chased by so many? Usually apostle judgment squads are smaller and less, aggressive. He clams up a bit, realizing how this must look, although almost unconsciously he protectively puts a hand over his pack. Sorry, I'm not accusing you of anything, it's just, you know, a response that big must have been for some legitimate reason. There's something about this man that subtly convinces him that he's probably safe. At the very least, he isn't outwardly attacking, so... Well, when they first approached me, they kept talking about a sword that I had. And since my sword is just some random old hunk of iron, I'm assuming that they were talking about this. Carefully, he opens up his pack and pulls out a piece of a broken sword, just a few inches of a blade with golden inlay attached to a hilt, though the edge is still concerningly sharp. Tristram's eyes go wide as he sees it. Could it truly be? Lady Morgan, Sir Merlin. She begrudgingly stops harassing the bartender and turns her attention back towards the pair. Merlin does as well, and he nearly launches himself out of his seat as he sees what the dragon is holding. That's... The three members of the party gather around Alenot, all staring wide-eyed at the broken sword in its grasp. He snatches a piece and gives it a look over. Then, with a happy ruffle of feathers, he lets out a loud, ecstatic hoot. Ho-ho! There is no doubt about it. It's truly Excalibur. I never thought that I'd see her again. We may be able to undo the freeze after all. Excalibur? Where did a reeking drifter like you get your hands on this? Haha, Tyler's stinky. No, Alenot is. Aw, it's okay. I'm sure that it's a good stinky. There is such a thing as good stinky? You'd be surprised. I don't. Okay, now I kinda feel weird about picking that doesn't like to bathe trait. You want to change it? That's minor enough that I'll allow it. Yeah, how about a penchant for hoarding shiny things? Huh, typical dragon. It works considering the whole Excalibur thing, though. Yeah, better than the apostles being able to smell me from a mile away. Aw, what's wrong with being a little stinky? Damn, I can't believe Tristan's out here huffing pits. Whoa, huge leap in logic there, bud. And, right, a smidge. Shocker. Well, I don't think Alenot would mind if you have a sniff later, or something. Ooh. I can't tell if that's cute or weird. I choose to lean on cute. No, it's just weird. I think it's cute. It's both. Also, kinda flew way off tracks. Aw, but teasing each other over our weird kinks none of us should really know about, but do anyways as part of D&D. I sort of figured that it was actually the D&D part. To each his own. I don't really think that you'll believe me, but I found it embedded in a rock deep in the forest bordering Camlan. That is exactly where Merlin predicted that it would be. And hopefully you shouldn't doubt me again, my dear. You do not push it, bird. I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? If I'd known that it was such a legendary thing, I wouldn't have touched it. Bah, what's done is done. Honestly, it's probably better that you took it, lest the apostles find it before we could. You even delivered it straight to us. You'd make an excellent courier. He hands a fragment over to Morgan, who stows it away, hidden just as well as a scabbard for that very blade right at her hip. Well, our work here is done, gentlemen. We should report back to Sir Galahad at once. Perhaps the others had already located another piece. Oh, but I have not forgotten about you, coward. As Morgan resumes harassing the man, who eventually agrees to hand over 100 gold. Lame. Why do you think this guy would have some magical artifact that you can take? Because that would be fun. I see the accusation, and I am choosing to ignore it. Merlin, who thankfully finishes his meal right before his attention was pulled over, begins to make his way towards the door, ready to get out of this stuffy little village. Well, I thank you. Intentionally or no, you've been a great help, Sir, Alenot. Sir Alenot. With a nod and a wave, Tristram turns and joins Merlin and heading for the door. Wait. You You are Knights of the Round Table, right? We are. On the condition that you can keep that a secret, young one. May I come with you? I know that this wasn't a good first impression, but you all stand in opposition to the apostles. You help people even in the face of their oppression. I'm just some stinky drifter, but I want to be able to help people like you do. I want what little strength and talent that I have to be put to good use. I want my life to mean something. That's quite the heavy-handed declaration, Alanot. But we shall hear the knight's answers later. Sorry, mind if we take a quick break? I need to take a piss real bad. Oh, sure. You remember where it is, right? Yep, BRB. All right, I'm sorry. We are aware that Excalibur wasn't the sword in the stone, right? Yeah, I know. I just, thought that it'd be a fun reference is all. It'd be really, really sad if Ty didn't know the difference after 2 years of playing as Arthur. Fair. Just wanted to make sure. People get pretty upset when you mix them up. In a British accent. There were 2 bloody different swords. Wait, where have I heard that before? Tomb Raider. I replayed Legend last weekend because I was bored. And King Arthur was on the brain. Good game. Oh, right. I miss Alistair. Rip a real one. Oh, hey, Heeks is here. Finally, jeez. I'll be right back too. Handing the cash over to the delivery driver feels wrong in all the ways that it shouldn't. That was the last of my Christmas money, and even then I could only get 2. But it's the best that I could do. I just hope that it's enough. It should be, right? I mean, everybody loves pizza, and it's free. For them anyway. But that's kind of the whole point here. It's fine. All right. True, but it's the least that he can do for dragging us back to this dead campaign again. Josh, isn't that a little harsh, dude? Yeah, probably. But you know I'm right. Maybe it'd be more fun if you actually put in some damn effort. No, I kinda agree with him. We really should have stopped at Camlan. I at least thought that we were done with the whole King Arthur thing, but here we are. Ugh, seriously? You're acting like Tyler's twisting your arm to be here. Yeah, true. Definitely wouldn't have shown up if I didn't think that I could do something with it. It's not that bad, is it? I mean, if you ask me, the story he came up with is pretty interesting. It probably would have been a bit more interesting if it wasn't King Arthur again. I mean, come on, did you really want to play Morgan Le Fay again? I guess. Character creation does kind of lose its appeal when all you have to do is erase 15 levels from an old character sheet. Surely there was somebody else to play? Shockingly, ye old tales of gallantry tend not to have very many favorable framed woman characters to pull from. But that's not really the point. You're such an idiot. I just wanted. You wanted. You. What about them? I thought they would like it. Well, they didn't. Now what? I don't know. Amazing how natural being a disappointment is for you. Yo, Ty, everything okay? Oh, yeah, all fine. Sorry, Shit. The pizzas ended up being more than I expected. I guess their prices went up since the last time that I ordered. And that delays you for this long? Why? Sorry, I was just checking my bank account to make sure that I was gonna be fine. Huh, Really? That is a terrible lie. Eminem pays you stupidly well, doesn't it? There's no way some pizzas would ruin you. Yeah. I guess I'm just being paranoid. It's all good, man. I think only the obscenely wealthy don't worry about their finances sometimes. Hell, even I'm watching my budget now that PAX is right around the corner. PAX? Huh. Yeah, that's... I'm probably gonna skip it this year, honestly. What? But it's our yearly tradition, dude. You have to go. Why did you say that? Stupid, stupid, stupid. Ty? I can't really afford it. Why not? I can fix this. New bills, expensive car repairs, saving up for something else. Deflect. I have to deflect. Did something happen, Ty? No, of course not. I just... Tyler. That look is terrifying. Stop it. Stop looking at me like that. I can't. You can't do anything on your own, can you? They replaced me. Replaced you? What do you mean? Eminent. They laid off a bunch of people and replaced us with AI. You know how things are now. It's only natural to... Damn it, shut up. Shut your goddamn mouth. You're done enough damage already. Never mind, it's fine. I've got a lot saved up and I've already got some interviews lined up. A lie. Nobody's even acknowledging me. Turns out Eminent on your resume really does wonders. Even if they're, pieces of shit. Shit, dude. I'm sorry. How long ago did it happen? Last week. Another lie. It was a month and a half ago. That's not too bad, but still. Why didn't you say anything? Like I said, it's fine. I'll be fine. Nothing to get everybody all worked up over. I guess. Hey, at least let me cover the pizzas. Maybe we'll still be able to go together. If only $40 was enough to fund the entire trip. I'm serious, it's okay. I'll be fine. I wanted to get them. Wouldn't have if I couldn't afford it. I just don't think the cons in the cars this year unless I get lucky. Sorry. Are you sure? Completely. I appreciate your concern, but I promise you, I'm fine. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Yeah, fair. But, never mind. Come on, I think Josh is about to shrivel up and die. Let's go tell them the food's here. Right. You actually managed to capture it. It got dicey for a bit there, but you actually managed to lock that butterfly down. Seems like this kind of thing comes naturally to you, doesn't it? Locking everything in place. Good job, but that begs the question. Now what? The moment that you let up on your observation, it'll fly. You know it will. It's just waiting for you to look away. Flying is as natural for it as watching it is for you. But do you really want to spend the rest of your life staring at this butterfly? You could kill it. That's always an option. Maybe pluck its wings off so it can never fly again. But you're not a monster, are you? No, of course not. Or maybe you do want to, but you're too scared to. You know better than anyone else that you need that butterfly. Everyone does. You're nothing without your butterfly. It'll always, always be there, slowly raising and lowering its wings, threatening to take off. Don't let it. Can't let it. So long as it stays right where it is, nothing bad will ever happen. Right? Hey Tristan? Yo, I'm not late, am I? Nah, you're the first one here. Oh damn, really? That's a new one. Yeah. Come on, quit standing there like a stranger. So, you looking forward to getting back to it? Been a while. Kinda miss seeing everybody. Aw, do you realize that you can just call us anytime, right? Hell, if I'd known that you were lonely, I'd have popped over. Been kinda bored myself lately. Yeah, true. I guess I just didn't really want to bother anybody. I figured that you were all super busy. Bro, nobody's ever too busy for friends. What about Josh? Okay, bad time to have said that. You're right. But I mean, just in general, you know? Sure, he's too busy to play D&D for now, but that doesn't mean that he's just vaporized, right? You idiot, you're making him worry way more. I guess so, yeah. Yeah, and hey, you've always got me, right? You shouldn't need to babysit me. I don't need your help. Yeah, I guess I do. Everything okay, Ty? No, but it doesn't concern you. Yeah, all good. Sorry, just, not really feeling being touched right now. Shit, dude. I'm sorry. I didn't... No, don't apologize. It's just a weird mood that I'm in. You couldn't have known. I'm sorry. Fair, but still, what I said stands. I'll keep it in mind. Like hell, I'm gonna waste your time. I don't want you to leave me behind too. Hey, Ty? I really think that you should call me more often. Oh, somebody else is here. Sorry, I better go let them in. Yeah, sure. Huh. Damn it, idiot. Stop pressing it. He's a big boy, right? Okay, I hate to be that guy, but can we get a recap, Greg? I literally brought my notes with me because I don't remember what we were doing either. Give me a minute. Take your time. I gotta run to the bathroom real quick anyway. Stomach again? Yeah. Ugh. Sorry. I'm back in a minute. Followed a rumor, found a piece of Excalibur in between helping Granny Eloise with the rats in her basement. Bay Village trip for Morgan. Alright, so we are right where I thought we were. Cool. What would we have done if we weren't? Caught up to where I thought we were. You know what? That's fair. Yo, I stole one of your stelzers. That okay? Oh, yeah, sure. Do those help? Certainly feels like they do. Now I hate to be that guy, but are you sure you're okay to be here? Ugh, please, I don't need another guy fretting over me. Sorry. It's fine. Dean's just freaking out about it and saying that I should go to the doctor. But it's like, dude, I just feel a little woozy sometimes. I'm good. Ugh. If you've been feeling bad for a long time, maybe you should go to the doctor, Steph. Ugh, fine. If it'll make you babies quit worrying. Forgive us, Your Grace. 'Twas foolish of us to show concern for you. We shall be sure to celebrate your untimely demise once it occurs. Don't patronize me. Weird how that energy doesn't come out when he actually needs to RP. Anywho, you ready? Let's go, ready to get my mind off of this junk and play. Yep, ready. So last time you guys had a little party at the camp and then fell asleep. Gonna start from there. Already a very good sign. At first, you think that it may just be the previous night's ale still dancing in your heads. You try to ignore it at first. But when the unmistakable tone of Merlin's clarinet rings through the crisp, early dawn air, your bodies respond instinctively. You scramble out of your tents to see the owl, broad back facing away from the camp, his muscles tense. And past them, an undulating sea of gray. There must be 20 of them at least. At this point, you certainly wish that it was the ale from last night. Leading them is a man with his hood down and sporting a purple scarf wrapped around his neck. He looks over your bleary face with a difficult-to-read expression, but you can at the very least tell that he is the tiniest bit amused. Seeing that you've all gathered, he steps forward. Ah, wonderful. You're all here. That makes our job quite simple. Stand back. Please, please, there's no need to fear. After all, why waste energy fretting over the inevitable? Let's start with the introductions, I already know who you lot are, but I'm sure that you are all very confused right now. I don't exactly think that's fair, and I'm nothing if not a fair man. My name is Agravain, and I am the Grand Cardinal of the Apostles of the Freeze. Uncle? Wait, what? Agravain is Tristan's uncle. Did you not know that? I'm gonna go with a hard no, considering this guy's a caracal and you're, not. Shit. That's the only model that I have for him too. Or, maybe we'll just pretend that this interpretation he's just some random schmuck. I guess. Him being your uncle would be pretty cool though. Up to you guys. I'm not super bothered by it. And I'm definitely not biased because I'm the one who screwed up. Nope, not at all. We can just say that either Agravain or Tristan's mom was adopted, right? Oh, that would add even more drama. Let's do that. Can do. The man is momentarily caught off guard by being recognized, but then smirks, shaking his head dismissively. Ah, the mutt. It comes as little surprise that you and your impure blood would fall on the wrong side of history. Ironic, coming from you, traitor. See me as you like, it matters little. Like all things from even before His Majesty's divine coronation, the only thing that matters at the end of the day is who is left when the dust settles. Which will not be you as it happens. He raises his arms up a bit more, and the army of apostles behind him begin to march forward, weapons and magic at the ready. Even though they are weak, their numbers are overwhelming. At the head of your group, Merlin takes another step back, clutching his clarinet in his chest. Determination sparks through his eyes. You think for a moment that he may be mad enough to actually try and stand against them. But then, run! He turns and sprints off in the opposite direction, with the expectation that you will follow him. Merlin? He's right, we don't stand a chance. Damn it, you old fool. As you all turn tail and run, from behind you can hear Agravain's sigh. And once again they make things so much more difficult than they need to be. Go. You follow close behind Merlin as he weaves through the dense foliage with great purpose. Based on the roar of the footsteps behind you though, you can tell the apostles are in hot pursuit. Eventually you come to a sheer cliff and Merlin takes a sharp left turn, leading you along until you happen across a gaping maw in the face of the mountain. Quickly in here. What are you? There's no time. Get in the cave. Merlin turns to face the group following you as you funnel past them into the opening. Unfortunately, you realize far too late that he doesn't follow you in. Only once you hear the shouts of the mob do you turn around, and it's barely time to see him lift his clarinet to his beak, and with a low yet powerful note, the earth around you shakes violently. You can only watch as the entrance to the cave crumbles before you, with Merlin still on the other side. Oh. Seriously? What? We're not even allowed to try and fight? Do you want to? Because I promise you, unless you rolled nothing but nat 20s, you die. Kind of the point. I figured that we'd at least get to see Merlin go out in a blaze of glory or something. But you just killed him off in a freaking cutscene. Relax, Steph. We still got fights planned for the session. Completely not the point, but okay. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I did it like this just in case Josh ever comes back. We can just Gandalf him back or something. Ugh, fine, whatever. Could have at least tried a little. What was that? I just said that you definitely could have still Gandalfed him with a fight if you tried. Guys, come on. Stuff like this happens all the time, right? Greg could have just killed him off screen. Can't we just play? Yeah. Sorry. It's right after the entrance collapsed. Take it away. What the hell? This is your fault, isn't it? He left because of you. Your bad idea. Your lame character. Your cringy RP. He rushes towards a pile of rubble, fanning away the dust as he shouts, "Merlin! Merlin!" Other than the sound of pebbles collapsing on the ground, you get no response. He starts frantically digging through the rocks, trying to reopen a passage out. Why? Why even bother trying to save what's already gone? What are you two doing standing around? Help me! Tristram joins Elenot in digging through the rubble as well. Morgan only looks on in confusion at the fruitless effort. After several minutes filled with panting and the sound of rocks being tossed aside, you both ultimately realize that it's pointless. Why waste your energy? Even if we were able to get through, it would leave us exhausted and prime targets for the slaughter. The odds were insurmountable even at our full strength. And when have insurmountable odds even mattered? The tales that I have heard of the knights and of King Arthur have made it plain as day. Fear and despair could not grip them, no matter how hard it tried. The very concept of insurmountable odds did not exist for Arthur Pendragon. Before them, I'm a failure. Oh, that is foolish to think, Elenot. What? No one recites tales of losses when celebrating someone's life. Indeed, Arthur was a great man, but to believe that he was infallible is truly naive. The same goes for the knights themselves. Is it not because of their failures that we are in the situation that we currently find ourselves in? Do not misunderstand me, Elenot. Arthur's history was indeed great, rich with tales of victory and success, but at the end of the day, he was just a mortal as you and I. You're a fae, Steph. Shut up, I'm doing a thing. A part of heroism is learning when to accept defeat. But, Merlin... You should have more faith in him, Elenot. He's by no means a weak man. Why, he once felled an entire horde of goblins with nothing but a jaunty tune and some biting insults. Jeez, you got me thinking Josh died, Tyler. With how busy his job's keeping him, you might not be that far off. Like that job that you don't have anymore. Ugh, imagine caring more about your stupid job than a game. Yeah, imagine having a life. At least he has one to live. They all do. Unlike you. Right? What a dick. I'm just kidding. Why wouldn't he want to run away from you? Sorry, I'll move on. Aw, but it was always fun watching you get super into it, Ty. It's all that I have left. Thanks. You're right. Forgive me. It's cruel of me to have so little faith in my allies. That's the spirit. But, we're still a little trapped in a cave that's very much a real concern. Yet still so little faith is shown. Merlin would have not guided us here and sealed us in here were it to be fatal for us. I am certain that there is another way out of here, even if it requires a bit of ingenuity. Good point. Alright, let's take a look around then. Stay close. He pulls out an arrow, and the tip starts to glow brightly, like a makeshift torch. We're right behind you. Do try to avoid stubbing your toe on a rock. Right. Holding his makeshift torch out, he leads the group deeper into the darkness. Thankfully, it is not completely pitch black, as the ceiling is lined with glowing flowers and moss. The cave is surprisingly humid and filled with small, crustaceous critters. They flee into dark crevices as you approach, almost as if making way for your somber march. The passage snakes and turns, requiring you to squeeze through narrow gaps and clamber over slick and uncomfortable slimy rocks. Minutes drag on into hours as you wander the maze of dead ends and looping paths. Just as it begins to feel as if you would never find anything, that Merlin had somehow made a mistake. Tristram feels the tiniest cool breeze blow against his damp fur. Whoa, chilly. What are you talking about? I just felt the breeze. I think that we're getting close to a way out. I can hear the breeze that you speak of. We must be getting close indeed. Rounding the next corner, you all spot a warm glow coming from the far end of a tunnel. Look, light! Thank the gods. Let us hope that it is actually the way out. This mugginess is becoming unbearable. Quickening your pace, you all head towards the light, the cool air becoming more and more noticeable the closer you get. And finally, you come to an open room. It's heavily overgrown, and a large crack in the ceiling allows the orange glow of the morning sun to pour in. Your eyes are immediately landing upon an object bathed in the rays of light, glinting beautifully as the breeze rustles the plants throughout the open cavern. Wait, what is that? After your vision adjusts, you're able to tell quite clearly that it's a piece of metal. Specifically, a broken piece of a sword, cradled by Flora. The gold inlay and shimmering silver edge make it an unmistakable sight. It's the last piece. No way. He let us here even while we were being chased? Would it perhaps be a bit too uncouth right now to say, I told you so? Alanod is the first to approach, enraptured by the glinting beauty of the blade. His heart is racing as he nears. Watch your step, Alanod. It would be just our luck that there is a trap of some sort nearby. I cannot sense anything, but something is definitely off. He barely registers our voices, lost in his own head as he is. The realization that the hope that was instilled in him all those weeks ago would finally be coming to fruition. With this, Excalibur can be reforged. Merlin's sacrifice would not be in vain. The world can be saved. You only make it around halfway towards the fragment before. My. I never thought that I would see the day that I would be grateful to the heretics for their insolence. From the large hole in the ceiling drops a robed figure. He is alone now, but that doesn't seem to bother him all that much as he floats elegantly down to the raised platform where the fragment resides. Why, I'd even go so as far to say that I am feeling quite jovial. Today's been going so very well for us after all. Uncle, you would still stand in our way? Why in the world would I stop? We have dealt with Merlin. We have found the last piece of this wretched blade. All that stands in our way now is you filthy heretics. You bastard. He draws his sword, assuming a battle-ready stance immediately, anger painted across his face. You'll pay for what you've done to Merlin. Oh, I do so love the little heroic speeches, but we are a bit strapped for time, so for now I would ask that you keep them to yourself. With a smooth hand motion, Agravain wrestles the piece of Excalibur from its resting place without laying a finger on it. It's floating gently in his grasp. Your bravado is utterly infuriating, Apostle. With a swing of my arms outwards, she summons numerous motes of fire around her, ready to be sent out at a moment's notice. Surely you are aware of how outmatched you are? Surrender and I will consider showing mercy. Mercy? How unbecoming of you, Morgan Le Fay. Do not With a snap of his fingers, Agravain casts Sleet Storm over your head. Your fireballs are instantly doused, and thanks to the dampness from the humid cave, your body quickly begins to freeze over, slowing your movement. But at least you manage to maintain your footing for now. Elenot is also able to dodge, and Tristram was out of range already. You bastard! That didn't consume my turn, did it? No. Excellent. Then with some concentrated plant growth, she makes all the vines at Agravain's feet grow at immense speeds, entangling his limbs. The vines successfully latch onto his feet and one of his hands, but he is able to use a fragment of Excalibur to slash the vines, heading for his other hand before it's pulled back. Is that truly all the great Morgan Le Fay is capable of? How pathetic. He is already fighting against the vines, and you can tell that they won't hold for very long. While he's still entangled, Tristram is gonna fire a bursting arrow. Probably won't kill, but hopefully it'll knock the fragment out of his hand. The moment you release the arrow, Agravain's eyes flash, and a violent gust of wind bursts upwards halfway between you and him, blasting your arrow's trajectory towards a crack behind him, forcing a miss. It explodes harmlessly outside the cave. Oh shit. It doesn't matter, he's out of reactions now, right? Elenot grips firm on his sword and rushes in and swings as hard as he possibly can at the center mass. You're able to approach him effortlessly, and your swing even connects, but something feels wrong about the slash. When you look up, you see that you're barely even managed to reach flesh with your sword. He must have set up a blade ward before he dropped down. He grins maniacally down at you, and then with a sudden burst of force, you're blasted backwards, and the vines wrapped around him are shredded. Is that really the best that you've got? How utterly embarrassing. He practically doubles over, cackling, and with a swift motion pulls a small golden chunk out of his cloak. Wait, is that what I think it is? Yes. Morgan is able to identify the small golden chunk as, in fact, a piece of the Holy Grail. In a fit of uncharacteristic panic, Morgan fights against her frozen limbs to rush desperately forward, reaching likely in vain to stop what she knows is coming. No, stop, you fool! Behold, true power! He draws a piece of Excalibur backwards, ignoring your shouts. Then he lashes out with the fragment and the two broken pieces connect. The sound it makes barely registers in your ears. Before the morning sun disappears from the cave, along with Agravain and the fragment. It is now night, and after a frantic search of your things, you confirm as well that the Grand Cardinal had taken the rest of Excalibur with them after he had frozen you all, however briefly in time. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So I think it's kind of clear what this visual novel is trying to get at. The sort of symbolism that you see at the very beginning where Tyler is breaking up with his boyfriend, or I should say the boyfriend is technically breaking up with Tyler, is mirrored with the whole fight between Lancelot and King Arthur, where they're like fighting for the Grail and whatnot. And when they come to a head, the missed roll by, I guess, King Arthur causes the whole Grail to like shatter. In a way, causes the whole world to freeze, or at least the part of the world where the whole fight went down on, which kind of mirrors the whole thing where Tyler's world has essentially frozen too. Maybe not quite literally, but for Tyler, it kind of has. Not only that, but the fact that Tyler has now gotten laid off. Everything is not really looking good for him, which, you know, would explain the title Nat One, the natural one, which basically means an automatic loss, bad move. And then there is the whole thing where Tyler's walking in with the pizza that he bought with like the last of his, I guess you could say, fun money, the money that he was given, you know, for Christmas. And he walks in on the conversation where at least one of them isn't like too jazzed about being there, and Another one is sort of like, we could have done something else instead, but like, I guess we're gonna do this again. So he set this up, and to find out that nobody is really enjoying it or nobody really wanted to do it to begin with, it's sort of demoralizing, I suppose. So yeah, at least 2 people seem to be on Tyler's side. But like, yeah. Poor guy. But what are your thoughts? Write it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Nat One and find out how the story ends, or read any of the other MayWolf visual novels, you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download and play the game yourself. If you would like to... Actually, I don't know if there is any form of support for the creator. I do know that they're creating a new visual novel for their own, like that has nothing to do with the MayWolf thing. So you may be able to find that link down in the description if I remember to put their specific link down there. If you'd like to support the channel and become a channel member, you can do so by clicking the link below the video. That's usually literally below the video to become a channel member, which gives you earlier access to these videos as they're being scheduled. You will be seeing this at the end of June if you're just not a channel member. But if you are a channel member, you should be seeing it by the 4th, because as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm gonna upload it. Because this is just the outro. This is the last part that I needed to do. And if you can't support through the channel memberships there, I do have a Ko-fi, and any form of support is appreciated. You know, you can like and subscribe to the channel. I think YouTube also has like these common things where you can like technically leave money too. So like, yeah. I do also have a throne. So yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Well, the next part.